been involved in community organizations, and just it's been easy for me to become aware of opportunities for students that other advisors just weren't exposed to because of the people I know and the organizations and the events I go to. So I would readily have tons of information for so many students that other people didn't have. And I think the word got around that I was able to give students kind of a leg up and give them more opportunities than other advisors were able to offer.
And I'm the College Success Coordinator here for the College Connect program Mission Graduates. I first got involved directly with this program about 5 years ago, around this time. And I've been with them really since, and I've gone up in the organization since graduating from college as well. I ended up transferring to San Francisco State, where I've been living in the Bay Area now since. That was in 2010, and I completed my final 2 years to earn that BA degree in sociology from State. In that time frame, that's how I got involved with Mission Graduates. I started volunteering at their after-school site at Marshall Elementary, and I worked directly with K through 5 youth there. And I volunteered there for a full year, and then at that same time I was involved with, later on, a few months later, I was involved with the College Connect program, working with high school students and working directly with them into providing them career access and career success opportunities.
I was interested in education and was looking for jobs within the field that I could work on as an undergrad student, and there was a program at SS State called Gear Up, and they placed tutors, college tutors in classrooms around San Francisco, and Mission High School was one of those, and so that's how I was placed there. So for 10 hours, about 10 hours a week, for 2 years, my last 2 years, I was going there to tutor students in the classroom.
I feel like I was able to help the community a lot and my students simultaneously, because the connections I had in the community were always, seeking students for volunteering, to come to events, to intern, to help the organization conduct its mission. So people would ask me, Nikki, can you send me some volunteers for this or the other? And then my students would come and see me, and they would tell me, they're going to graduate and they need some experience, they're interested in this subject or this field of law or working in this type of environment, and they would ask me, well, how do I get that experience? So fortunately, I had a lot of contacts that I was able to match them.
So Mission Graduates, there's 3 main programs. One that's called the Extended Day Learning, where we have 3 after-school sites for it. They do K through 5 after-school programming. It involves, aside from tutoring, and enrichment programming as well. The other program, the second program, is called Parent Partner Program, and then that program works with families in the community to educate them on how they could be advocates for their students at their school sites, right? And encouraging a lot of Spanish-speaking parents and families to take up leadership roles in the schools their children attend. And then lastly, the program, the high school program that I work for, College Connect, it's a college access program, and there's a director, there's a high school program coordinator, and a college success coordinator, which is my role. And so, the gist of this program starts in high school junior year, where every year we recruit 25 students into the program.
I started working there at the school in 2010, and up till this year. So it was a total of 6 years. And in those 6 years, I did, gentrification is very obvious, it's very prevalent there. So there was a great shift in the community. In the school, there was a change of demographics. As of last year, though, there was Mission High School became one of the schools that allowed a pathway for newcomers, for students who came unaccompanied from Central America, there was a wave, an influx of students that came from Central America, the unaccompanied minors. Mission High School became one of the schools that accepted the students, and so while the gentrification was also rapidly growing, At one point, Mission High School had a majority, like a huge influx of Latino students, and so the majority of the school became Latino, despite the fact that in the Mission, many families were being pushed out. Say the last 2 years that I was there, I did notice new faces in the school. For example, more white students, white students who had the zip code of the Mission, and they did come with a different experience, different outlets.
Being active in the community in the 90s and the early 2000s, there were so many organizations that were thriving in the Mission, that were advocacy groups and informational organizations that our students could be part of. However, as the rents have gone up and the economic climate has changed so drastically, many of those organizations have folded up and left. There's been a tremendous and sad change in the Mission, and a loss of its vitality, the way that we knew it when it was a Latino community, and you would hear Latin music and be able to go into all these little stores and buy your cassettes and your CDs of salsa, all kinds of Latino music, and go to the Mexican bakeries and the Mexican stores and buy the things that you were accustomed to buying and preparing for your family. They just don't seem to exist anymore, and the ones that do are struggling and are fighting to stay afloat. Example, La Victoria is our Mexican bakery that's been there about 65 years, and it's changed a lot because it's catering to the new clientele that you see on 24th Street.
I've envisioned, career services for our students, right? Because our students are first generation. They're the first in their families to go to college, to get to higher education. And so I see them as first generation professionals as well, where they don't have the networks or connections that other families might have already established in this country. Our students, if they're not immigrants themselves, the likelihood their parents are immigrants, and so those networks and outlets don't exist for them. That's why it's important for when they are in college to get more than just an education, to network, to take leadership roles, to volunteer and intern at places that might interest them, and encourage them to do these things, because if they're able to do these things, they'll be more successful afterwards. Once they have their degree, they'll be more successful in achieving what they actually want to do ultimately in their careers. And so, setting up, partnerships and programs. I have partnerships with like big companies like LinkedIn and Deloitte, where our students job shadow them or hear a presentation or a panel, or even just a visit to their office just to see what it's like, and get some of these questions answered that they might have on what it takes to get to that position, right?
There are some teachers at Mission High School who were senior advisors who created close ties with San Francisco State. They made it so it would be like an easy facilitation for students to be able to reach the school. One example is Mission High School has an ethnic studies program, and it was at the time one of the few schools who offered ethnic studies classes, and the senior level classes, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the 11th and 12th grade students were offered ethnic studies courses where they would be able to receive CSU credit for.
And what about USF? Was there any kind of relationship between the two schools?
I heard more about SF State than USF being there.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't even have to talk anything beyond that.
My name is Eder, and I'm in 12th grade, and I've been here 4 years, and the first 2 years was great for me because I'm like an English learner, and also Mission has like a great college career center, like ASAP. It's like a program that helps you go to college, see beyond just graduating, things that Mission has as a community. After graduating, I don't know what to do, because you know, I'm Mexican, and all my situation in my family, I don't know. It depends on how things are going. Because right now I'm trying to go 2 years to college and then decide what to do. But then everything can change if my family needs me. I need to work just to depend. They depend on me to send money in Mexico and take care of my mom after graduating. So it's everything that, like, the American dream is not just coming here no more. It's to go beyond that and be able to support yourself now and basically have a better life than you had before.
Porque limpio el pizarrón.
No, sí, yo sé. ¿Y tú vives aquí en esta ciudad?
No, vivo en Richmond, San Pablo.
Oh, sí,
Ajá.
yo conozco.
Ahí por casino, ¿has oído mencionar?
Sí,
Por ahí.
los casinos, sí. Yo recuerdo